Welcome to the Sportswire Spotlight. I'm Will Catterley. Joining me as always, Dylan Garner. Dylan, how's it going?
Good. We just got through our very extended winter break. I hope everyone is enjoying, the normal cool weather and water being back in Henrico, Richmond area. But it's good to be back and have some normalcy in the area.
I'm telling you, you don't take it for granted until you lose it, but power and water are kind of important.
Yeah, and like sports being back, you kind of need some water and like flushing toilets and stuff for that to work.
Yeah.
Everyone
kind
did
of
a great
big deal.
job. Yeah.
Kind of a nice thing to have.
Yeah.
But that being said, we've all been through, we all just went through that. Winter sports is kind of a weird thing. We're at Henrico. Speaking of breaks, in winter sports you have that break before December, before the Christmas, Hanukkah holidays, and then it's like two seasons almost, because there's basketball and then there's a break and then there's a second season. Same thing goes for wrestling, and we have two wrestling stars with us. They are part of the Henrico Warriors girls wrestling team, and we have Kai Evans at weight class 132, and joining us, her teammate, Mikayla Mines at weight class 152. Ladies, really appreciate you being part of the Sportswire Spotlight today.
Thank you.
Let's get to it, because Dylan and I were talking about this in covering sports for a long time here in Henrico. There's a lot of teams that will have one or two girls on a team. That's not unusual, and it's also not unusual for you guys to thrive and really do well in the sport. What is unusual is this year you guys have your own girls team. At one point, 7 girls on the team, and you get to be captain of this team. What's it been like for you? And tell me a little bit about this team, about some of your teammates.
I would say it's like interesting watching how fast the team grew, like over such a short amount of time, and like seeing the progress within everybody. But yeah, I enjoy it a lot, especially being captain, because like you have like more responsibility than everybody else. But yeah.
And Mikayla, is she a good captain?
Yeah, she is.
You can be honest, but I think you're
That's
being
right.
honest.
You can be, and it's not just wrestling that you guys do. From what I heard before we started getting this going, you guys play every sport together, right? Tell me about that.
That's really how we got into wrestling too. We were doing soccer together and volleyball, and so we were trying to like stay in shape for the next soccer season. And it was actually at the end of volleyball practice, and I seen the wrestling coach, and they were moving the mats, and I asked him like, "Can girls be on the team?" And then he was like, "Yeah, come out after volleyball," and then we just started.
And so, Mikayla, what was that conversation like with Kai being like, hey, do you want to try wrestling this winter? Like, was that a weird conversation, or was it like, hey, that sounds pretty cool to me?
It was pretty weird. At first, I told her, I said, I would be a manager and just be there to support you. But then I started going to practice and actually practicing, and I liked it over the time.
Yeah. And what do you think, like, we mentioned, like, we've heard of female wrestlers, right? It's not, totally unique in that part of it, but the fact that it's started to, like, have this momentum, that there's several of you now that have embraced this thing, what do you think has clicked with so many of y'all, or what do you think has been the thing that has brought in more of, your friends or your peers to try this thing that other people, might not have, familiarity with or, a background with, to give it a shot and be part of this kind of newer thing or this newer team as a girls wrestling team?
I'm not sure really. I think it's just more so of trying something new and meeting new people along the way. Because during wrestling, when you're at tournaments, you definitely meet a whole bunch of people from different schools, and you become friends, and those friendships kind of last.
Yeah.
And you guys, this isn't just a situation where it's like, oh, this is just all inclusive. We have some girls that wrestle too. You guys are good. I mean, Mikayla, 11-6. You're sitting there at 15-5, and you just had a pretty nice little tournament before winter break. Tell us about that.
This was our tournament in Maryland. Usually the out-of-state tournaments are the most enjoyable, I would say, because I feel like you bond with your team more, because most of the tournaments out of state are overnight, of course. So you're with your team 24/7 really, and I feel like I don't know. I was really nervous for this tournament because we had to cut so much weight.
Yeah.
And then the first day we got there, only the boys were wrestling. and the girls wrestled
Right.
on that Saturday. So like seeing like the boys wrestle, it made me really, really nervous.
So it's kind of like a wait. You're kind of like nervously waiting first. Yeah.
And my bracket, it's here. Do I show it?
If you'd
Sure.
like to.
Well, yeah.
Um,
I don't know if our camera's going to pick it up, but you can definitely go
reference
through.
guide.
Yeah, you can definitely go through. Well, we don't have time for match by
Yeah.
match, but pretty impressive results.
Yeah. It was originally 6 people in the weight class, and then 2 people dropped out. So I only have 4. But yeah, and it was a round robin too, so you got a chance to wrestle everybody in your weight class. It wasn't just like, like a regular.
You're truly tested. Is basically what you're saying.
You get a match from everybody. So
And it sounds like did you finish first in that one? Pool?
that was very like, I don't know. It made me like think of everything because I've been doing this since last year, and I feel like I've always came second or third. Like I was never good enough to get first. So this being my first place award, it like changed my point of view personally.
How'd you celebrate?
I was just really happy. We took a lot of pictures.
There you
and
go.
Everything, but yeah.
I was gonna say it's got to be pretty special too. I mean, y'all seem like really, really close, either in wrestling or outside. Like it's got to be pretty special to share every volleyball win, every wrestling win, like as a unit together. So I mean, what is it like to have grown in this thing together, Mikayla? Like how do you trace back your steps as friends and as peers and as teammates throughout this thing and celebrate those victories and celebrate those moments together? What is that like growing in these environments together?
I would say it's pretty nice. Like I gained a new best friend. Really, at the beginning of it, we weren't really as close, but I guess as the season progressed and as we came into this season, we definitely got a lot closer, and that just made our bond stronger.
How about the development just on the mat itself? Like, what's the difference? And you guys can both have your take on this one. What's the difference between your first match when you're first learning some moves to now winning a tournament, breaking that barrier? You're no longer second or third. This time you're first.
I feel like, like the first match, I feel like you're more into trying to prove a point to everybody. But like as you like go like throughout the season, like you realize you have to enjoy the sport to actually like get better in it. You can't just go along the season just trying to prove something to everybody. You have to actually, like enjoy it for yourself. You have to do it for yourself.
Mikayla, what do you think?
I think it's all about self-improvement, really. Like at the beginning of the season last year, my first match, I got absolutely dogged. But as the season went on, I definitely did see like progress. And then this season I came back and my coaches told me like, you're a lot better than last season. And that just made me feel like I actually did something.
Let's talk about your coach a little bit. He was going to sit with us, but being the guy that he is, he's like, I'd rather you talk to our 2 stars rather than just one in me.
I respect that.
Ty Owens has been coaching wrestling here at Henrico for 33 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
How good of a dude is Ty, or is he just, whatever?
No, he's definitely a good coach. I feel like he brought a lot of opportunities for me and Mikayla, especially because we were the only girls last year. So like this year, it is like a big difference. And again, back to like our friendship and stuff, I feel like that made me and Mikayla closer now too, because we're like captains now of other girls, and like seeing their progress is, like makes you proud. But like as a coach, Coach Ty, he definitely pushes you to be better, of course.
I always find it funny in wrestling matches because you're in the moment, you're trying to win. You're trying to score points, takedowns, falls, escapes, whatever it might be. Can you actually hear what they're saying? And because you're getting all these messages like, roll your left, roll your shoulder, or roll your knee, or
a lot of shouting.
head up. Yeah, it's like everybody's giving you commands like a mile a minute. How do you process all that?
You don't. It never processed till after the match, and they're like, "Why you didn't do that? I didn't hear you." Like I'm, like you said, it's like an in the moment type of thing. Like you can't really,
Hey, it's one thing for you guys to wrestle and beat other girls on the mats, but kind of special when you take out a guy who's has a lot of talk.
Yeah.
Right before the match. Tell me a little bit about that. You just had that recently. What was it like last night?
Yeah,
as a matter of fact?
last night, yeah.
Oh wow.
the kid I was wrestling, we wrestled Manchester like 2 weeks ago, I think. Yeah. And he beat the boy on our team. So this time, Coach Ty made me wrestle him. And then he was like, oh, yeah, look who I got. Like, talking like that. And I was actually losing at first. I was losing 6-4, I believe. And then I came back.
So it's close.
10-9, yeah.
Wow, the 1-point finish. What was the look on his face after that?
He actually tried to hug me, which I was really confused about. He was like, you were just talking crazy. But, yeah.
We've been talking about your moments on the mat. Is there one moment on the mat, Mikayla, that you're like, yeah, I got this?
I would say it would be at our first tournament when we went to Herndon. I wrestled my first match. It was a girl, and I thought that she was going to be an absolute dog, and I was going to lose a match. But then I ended up winning, and that just made me feel like, okay, I got this the rest of the tournament.
Yeah.
Like, I'm good.
Seems like wrestling is a lot of building confidence. Like, there's a lot of that, especially that first year. I can't imagine what it's like, because, like, when I grew up as a kid, you see like wrestling, like the like performance wrestling, right? And then you see like competitive wrestling, and it's this whole different thing. And I'm sure learning how to score and pinning people, it's I cannot imagine how difficult that is. And then you got into you mentioned like cutting weight. I went to Freeman. They really care about wrestling there. I had lots of friends in wrestling. Seeing them have to go through like cutting weight and stuff, like, respect to them to going through that. No shot I could have ever done that. So I respect y'all for going, I know those days are miserable because, it's a lot of drinking water and just like hoping you get through it. But, it's a lot of work, and it's a lot. So, I just can't imagine the amount of time it takes to adapt to that new thing. Because it's, you guys play soccer and volleyball, but these are sports that feel familiar because we've seen them. People don't see wrestling unless you've been there. It's really unique. It's not like other things. You're not going to know naturally how to do it until you're, a 33-year coach is like telling you, hey, this is the move you're going to need to get someone to the mat.
Well, I mean, and not only that, but it's one thing to be, have the success rate that you have, right? Get the wins, get the points, help your team win matches and all of that. It's another to keep the weight over winter break. Like, you got all the good food. Like, what's your go-to food, and how do you girls stay the way you are? I don't want to hear all the nasty like stay weight stories, but like just a little bit of feedback.
I would say I eat a lot of Chipotle. Like, it's really
we do. After every match.
Yeah. Do you absolutely just smash the food after a meet?
Yeah, but you try to be mindful because, like, mind you, we could have a match yesterday and then have another one on Saturday.
So you
only have like 2 days to cut that weight.
Yeah,
so.
But Chipotle is where it's at.
Yes.
Bowl or burrito?
Bowl.
What's in your bowl?
With the tortilla at the bottom.
Okay. So
what's in y'all's bowls? Go.
I get brown rice, chicken, queso, and cheese and sour cream.
Chipotle has bad queso.
No beans, no black, no pinto.
No.
I don't like beans either.
I'm a black bean, extra guac, sour cream.
Oh yeah, I like guac.
Y'all are too young for the peak of Chipotle. The peak of Chipotle was like 10, 15 years ago when I was like.
But when was the peak of
the
Chick-fil-A?
Willow Lawn Chipotle in like 2010 was like amazing, and then it's been downhill from there. But I get like after a big meet, I totally get it. So
you guys both do so many sports together. Do you see a future for you guys in wrestling moving forward? Obviously, you got your senior year coming up, so you got that to look forward to. Have you thought about, taking this collegiately? Because as it turns out, according to the NCAA, they're going to have women's wrestling as a sport as early as 2026. And it's the fastest growing women's sport. If people didn't realize it, it is wrestling.
And then all the club opportunities and all the different things. What is the opportunities there for y'all, or how much have you been thinking about that?
I haven't really thought about it that much. I think, I don't know, if I were to do it in college, I would do it my junior or senior year.
Yeah.
Just so I had the time to adapt to a college schedule.
Absolutely.
And get used to campus and all that.
For me, I've thought about it, but I want to go to trade schools, so like it's kind of hard to find a wrestling opportunity. But like you said, like the club opportunities, I have looked into it, but I'm not completely sure because, like Mikayla said, like you want to try to adopt to the college schedule as well, because wrestling takes a toll on your mental, definitely.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah, it's not just physical;
yeah,
it's
not
mental
at
as
all.
well.
So you have to like be in the right mindset, and plus you're adapting to college. at
What's
the same
your
time.
what's your trade school that you're trying to go to? Do you have a plan?
Right now, I'm in welding at Tech. I just came
Oh,
from there, yeah.
nice.
So I just want to like get a higher education in that, or do.
Absolutely.
Mikayla, what's your interest moving forward?
My interest, I would probably major in kinesiology to become an athletic trainer.
Nice.
My daughter is majoring in that, double majoring in that and musical theater. So yeah,
Mm.
a lot of science goes into kinesiology.
Yeah.
A lot of science. It's work. But you guys have been putting in the work you've been doing. Before we let you go, do you have a signature move? Anyone have a signature move?
Let's say.
Ankle pick, you know, my
Yeah.
favorite ankle pick.
Ankle
I love
pick.
an ankle pick. I love an ankle pick.
All right, describe the ankle pick, because now I asked the question and it's like, does anyone know what an ankle pick is? No,
So
I don't.
basically, a lot of people do it differently. Like they'll just grab the ankle. I don't like that one. But like you starting a tie up, and a tie up is like you grab their neck and they're like really close to you. And for me, I just like bring them down like slowly, and then you just go for the ankle and push their head at the same time.
Okay, you got one?
Recently, I'm starting to like throws, and it's this one throw that my coach Jason has taught me. It's like you get a front headlock, and then you step outside of your opponent's body and throw them to their back. And I really
Nice.
love that one.
Yeah, she's really good at it.
And that
too.
one probably looks really good on camera, by the way, as well.
I'm sure you've seen it.
Well, best of luck to you guys moving forward. When's your next meet? When can people come out and see you guys compete again?
Saturday at Orange County, guys.
Saturday at Orange County, and you're taking on?
Everybody.
I was about to say, it's probably a lot, right?
It's a
Yeah.
tournament.
Oh,
so
it's a
like,
tournament.
yeah,
Tournament
it's
format,
so
not
many
a-
people.
So there's a duel where you face one school, and then there's a tournament where there's just people from various
Individuals.
schools.
Yeah, so and Orange County's probably what, like 45 minutes,
Well, it's
hour
like
or
an
so.
hour
So
and
yeah,
30
so
minutes.
but not too far to see probably a lot of schools there local too. So see a lot of great schools. I'm sure it'll be an awesome time, and best of luck. I'm sure it'll be awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, any wrestling fans out there, see these ladies compete this Saturday. Is their next match, their next tournament. Ladies, I really appreciate you being part of the Sportswire Spotlight. Thanks.
Thank you
Thanks
for
for having
bringing
us.
us.
Thank you guys for being here.
Thank you.